Well, I thought I'd do something different today. I'm going to do a podcast later, so I'm going to do a little bit of kind of cooking for you. So here we got some fresh Sika venison that I butchered this morning. Proof in the pudding. I've still got all the other bits to cut up there. But this is the backstrap. So we're going to cook this up for the kids. The kids love venison. Very good for you. It is probably one of the best meats for you. It's way better than beef. It's high in protein, low in fat. But like everything else, you can't live off it. You have to do it in moderation. So first things first, what we need to do is set the slow cooker to brown. This is something that is new to me because I have no idea what I'm doing with these. So brown and saute, and 205 degrees Celsius. Stick that in. Back over the meat. So first of all, I'm going to, on the fresh meat side of things here, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of garlic over the top. It's not huge amounts, just normal kind of your everyday stuff, and we will stick this in here. Unceremoniously. So while that's in the slow cooker, what we're going to do is I'm going to prepare these. So we have some Shiitaki mushrooms. So we don't really want to go too much into this. I don't decore them, just keep the core in. But we're only kind of lightly chopping them. We're not doing any kind of... We want to keep some volume into it, because these will crumble away to nothing, so we just kind of put them aside. Yellow pepper for colour, because otherwise it turns out to be a proper red mess. So this gives a bit of sweetness to the meat, because Sika venison is not as rich, it's not as gamey as red, and especially at this time of year. I've got some spring onions, sibes or whatever you want to call them. Just decore them. Now I use most of the spring onion. I like to use quite a lot of it, and I like to cut it in a slight angle, like that. Try not to get my fingers. Now I've already washed and peeled these. The last bit of the leaf can go off because they're a bit withered. Next one is brown or white onion, whatever you want to call them. The whole one of these. Don't need to chop it, just slice it would be fine. You can give it an extra chop if you want, if it gets a bit big. Now these, all we do is half these. This just gives that flavour, that very simple. We don't need to use a lot of them either, because it gives a bit of fruit into it, a bit of fruitiness into the... These are sweet tomatoes, sugar plum tomatoes, or if you want to call them that. So what we've got here is our shiitake mushrooms, not finely chopped or anything, just keep them in bits of chunks. Some yellow pepper, some spring onion, some brown or white onion, depending what part of the country you're from, and some sugar plum tomatoes. So that gives us a bit our fruitiness in there, because it's important to actually mix this, because as I said, although Sika is got a unique taste, it is not as gamey as red deer. It does have a nice kind of beefiness to it, and it's quite a tender meat. It's very, very rich in regards to lacking in fat and things like that, because they literally have no fat on them, except in the heavy winter time. So anyway, we'll go back to browning. So we are browning this, and all we've got in there is garlic. A little bit of garlic seasoning over it. Brown it in the hot pot. We don't actually need to fully brown it, because it is going into the slow cooker now, and it will go into the slow cooker now for about 8 hours. So I try and just like seal in some of the flavour before I start adding the other stuff. Now I still have all of that to dice up and pack up and prepare, so I thought we'll get dinner on first, because then the kids have something to eat when they come home from school and it saves me rushing about and cooking later, especially as I'll probably be out still. So that's probably browned enough. Then we just add our ingredients. So just added our ingredients. That's our shiitake mushrooms, our spring onions. Look how easy this is. Like I'm a man who really, I don't know, just know how to throw things together, right? And look how healthy that is. Look at the colour in there. Now I gotta fry that up and stick that. You could use this kind of recipe for literally any meal, but today I'm going to make a nice slow cooked kind of stew, hot pot type thing. Serve it with some mash later on, and it is perfect for the kids when they come in from school. Like practically some of this is browned enough you could probably eat it. Look how nice that is. Wow, look at that. Look. Anyway, so we'll take off that. We go to slow cook. We'll slow cook on high for 8 hours, and then we'll start adding the extra ingredients. Slow cook, we'll add water. Now we don't want to drown it, but we want enough to just get everything in there. Now I'm going to tell you my secret ingredient for every venison meal. People don't understand this, so we'll give this a wee mix, make sure everything's moist. So that's it. Slow cooker's on. Now, this stuff, it doesn't have to be that brand, but this stuff, onion gravy, is my secret for every venison meal. Now, it doesn't matter what your ingredients are, the onion gravy really brings out the richness of all venison. Roe, red, Sika, muntjac, Chinese water deer, fallow. If you really want to bring out richness, an onion gravy is fantastic, and my kids love it. So just sprinkle enough, a good helping in there. See that? There's no preciseness to this, just enough to there. We can always add some more later, or add a little bit more water later, whatever. I tend to use quite a lot, so as you see, I've used about 1/4 tub of the big one, whatever that is, the 1/4 tub of the 350 gram one, and then that's pretty much done. It really is. Just how amazing does that look? Stick the lid on. It's on high for 8 hours. Going in is our venison hot pot. Look at that. So the kids are going to get some, I'm going to have some. This is ready for dinner. They're going to have it with some beer battered chips, and we'll have it with some herby potatoes. So there we go. That is my kids' dinner. Venison, Sika venison stew, made really easily. Chips are beer battered chips and thrown in the air fryer.
This is really good, Dad.
Is it?
Yeah.
How good?
1,000 1,000,000,000 gazillion out of 10.
Okay.